Hello guys, and welcome back again. In this demo, I'm going to show you how you can configure Oracle dataguard on Oracle 19c restart including ASM. You can see here the system overview table which contains the details. The first column is showing the environment details. The other columns will show the both environment primary and standby. In the first row will be the database unique name. For primary will be prod, for standby will be prod_stby. For database will be identical for both. Database role will be primary for the primary and standby will be physical standby. For the server IP, the primary will be 10.10.20.130. For the standby database will be 10.10.20.131. Database version will be 19.3c for both primary and standby. The operating system version will be Oracle Linux Edition, Enterprise Edition 8.3 for both primary and standby. For steps overview, I categorize the steps as following. Pre-config steps. Those steps are needed to be done on both environment primary and standby, and also they are mandatory to be able to perform any change on the primary or standby database. For primary steps, I include all the steps that can be done individually on primary only. For standby steps, I include here the steps that needed to be done on standby only. Configure broker. Here I include the steps that can be done for configuring the broker. This includes both servers or both environments, primary and standby. For switchover step, here we can validate the switchover and we can perform the switchover and switchback. This step is as a bonus I added to automate the standby archive log deletion, which can be done using Arman. Of course, if we not take care of this step, the FRA will be full and may you face some issues in future. So this step is mandatory if you have environment like production environment. Now we will dive into the practical side. Before we get started, you can see here we have primary and standby. The primary, let's check what we have. Databases running. We have here ASM instance and prod. Let's check on standby. We have only ASM instance. So we will replicate this database to be as standby, physical standby here on this node. This is our goal. So first, let's check the host name here, host name, to make sure that we are primary, host name, we are standby here. Nice. So everything is fine. Now we will start the first sub-step from pre-config steps. Now I will edit the, of course, as a root, we need to edit the etc hosts. Press O to insert a new row. Now I will copy this one and paste it here, and then and then X to save and exit. Now we will do the same for the standby server. I will press O to insert a new, and I will copy for the primary, then escape X and save. Now let's try to ping primary first. We are able to reach primary, which is the same server, standby. Again, we are able to reach standby. let's ping here, sorry, ping here the same server, ping standby. We're able to reach ourselves. Now let's see if we can reach primary. If we can reach primary, yes, we can reach primary. So both servers are able to see each other now, or are able to reach each other. Now we finish the first step. In this step, we will create directories, which is needed to create a backup and to replicate the database, and especially also for enabling the archive log mode. So I will exit to be as a root to be able to perform the first directory creation. So we will create the directory for the backup. Okay, I will change the on. Of course, I need it here. I will change the on to be for Oracle and the group O install. I also need to create it also on this here. Now we also change the permission for read write, execute. We have done the first step. Now we will move to the here we will create on the ASM, so we need to switch to grid, and the same as here, switch user to grid. Let me clear here, and I will clear here. Now we will create for primary first. This for data-gurad configuration. This directory will hold the broker information, and this one will just it will do like another or a mirror for the first one. For if there is something happen for the first file, we have a backup for the another file copy in the different location, different disk group. Here we have FRA prod archive, this one for archive logs. So we have done from primary. We need now to move to the standby using a grid user. First we will create prod underscore stby. This directory will hold the replicated database. Of course, we need also a directory for the BDB because we have multi-tenant database. We need also BDB seed. This is a template database. Again, also we need to create for broker configuration data file a directory. We will also create another directory in FRA for the prod underscore stby database. Inside it will include the archive, and here also the mirror of the another copy also for the broker will be in FRA in case we lost the data disk group. We have FRA disk group. So here everything is done. So we will move to the next step. Let me just clean. We will use SQL Plus too much during this configuration. So the SQL Plus, if you weaponize it with RL wrap, it will be more productive. So I recommend to install this tool. If you can see here, I think I don't have it on here on standby. I think I have it here. Let me just check. Yes, I have it on primary, but I need to install it on standby. So I will leave this link on GitHub. You can reach it there. I will install it from online repository. So here we'll download and then will be installed. So let's check. Yeah, I have it. Clear. This was the last step in pre-config steps. I will move now to the primary steps. Now we reach the primary steps. In primary steps, we will configure the primary server or primary database, and that include the enabling archive log mode. So the first step, we need to switch to Oracle. To enable archive log mode, we need the user to be Oracle. First, I will use rl rab sql plus sysdba, dba, and I will hit enter. And then show bdbs. Let's see. Yeah, the bdbs, I think the blockable database is mounted, so I need alter. Let me just copy. That's better, faster. So let's just copy like this, and then yeah, show bdbs. Now it's running. Let me just clear the screen. Now we will check like this. Yeah, the archive log mode is not enabled. Let's list the archive logs. Yeah, we can see here it's disabled. Now to enable it, we need to be in mount open mode. It's not open or read write mode. So I will shut down and start up mount. Now the database is down. I need to start up, but this time mount. Database mounted. Now let me just enable the archive. Okay, let me now check by this command to see, yeah, it's now enabled, but you can see the archive destination is use db recovery file dest, which is the archive FRA on the ASM. I will create, let's see where is the location, if there is any. I think there is nothing here. I will set one to be in FRA broad arch, but let me first clear the screen to make it easy for you to see from the top. And I will check here. Yeah, then as you can see here, this one is altered. I will open the database and I will check the parameter once this one finished. Yeah, now the database is done. Let me just copy this one again. Now we can see it's right now seated. Let's check. Yeah, everything is fine. Let me just clear the screen. Now we enable the archive log mode. Now we need to enable the force logging. This one will allow the database, any change done on the database will be added to the archive logs. So as you can see here, if you, let's say for example, if you create a data file or anything, including changing the parameters, all these things will be logged and archived to the archive log files, and will be also logged to the redo logs. So by forcing this one, enabling this one, we have all the change done on the primary server will be written to the file and shipped and moved to the standby. Okay, let's check again and see. Yeah, forced logging is enabled and everything is fine now. We finished this one. Let's move to the another setting. We need to do it. Yeah, let's check this parameter if it's set or not. This one, log archive config, this one is not set, so we need to set it. Of course, you need to put here the broad and broad STBY for the services. This will allow the dataguard to understand what service you have. Of course, here I will check again to make sure that the change take effect. Now we finish this one. We will move to this step, which is the failed server and failed client. Here we can see both of them are not set yet. We can see here failed client, failed server. The client will be the primary, the server will be the standby, and the standby will be opposite. The standby, the client will be the standby, the server will be primary here. But now we will change it to here. We'll take this one and alter. So the server will be standby and the client will be the primary, which is this server, prod. Let's check if the change take effect. Yeah, we can see both of the parameter are set now correctly on database. Let's move to another one. We have this parameter, standby file management. It's manual. We need to change it to auto. This one is important if you want to, if you have OMF and you want to let the database manage the standby files. If there is any file created or data file created on the primary, so the standby will take effect and change the and create that file for you automatically. Of course, we need to enable it, and I will also check if this take effect, right? Of course, we need also to set a log file name convert. So you know that all of you know that we change the unique name for the standby. So the standby unique name is prod underscore stby, but in primary it's prod. So we will tell the server or the Oracle to change the name of the directory that's written there to from a prod. So let's say if it's the prod underscore stby is primary, so if there is anything creating there, so that's mean it will tell, okay, please replace any prod underscore stby to prod. Okay, so this is what will happen. So we need this configuration also to be take effect, but this one will be written to the SP file. We need a downtime for the database, so we will stop the database and start it again once we finish to make sure that this take effect. Immediate, and let's stop the database. Database is stopped. The Oracle instance shut down. I will clear the screen. Now I will start up. Now database is opened. We will check if the converters take effect. It's okay and correct. Change the prod underscore stby in the file name path to prod, which this one is correct because we are on primary. Now, of course, we need now to create a redo log, standby redo log files. And this one also is important. Let us check how much we have files. We can see we have 3 groups and they are mirrored between data and FRA disk groups. Now let's check also the size of the both. We can see here the file size is, the redo log file size is 200 megabyte. So we need to, I will just wait, I will clear. So we need to create the standby log files the same size. I add extra one group and I will paste here and I will hit enter. Yeah, now we created standby. Let's check. We can see here we have group 3, 2, 1, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, the standby one is from 4 till 7. Okay, this is correct. Let me clear. Now we will exit. Now we will create the password file. This one is important. This will allow the dataguard to authenticate between let me just 1 second. I think here I have double quote like this, double sorry, no need, sorry, like this. Okay, we have created the Oracle password file. Now we will create a schema. RL grab SQL plus. Let's check sys at prod bdb1 underscore p. Let's see if this one as sysdba, if this is run or not. Password 1. I think it's not started. No, it started. Show PDBs. Yeah, I think it's mounted. Alter database, alter pluggable. Database, broad BDB1, open. Let's open the database, the BDB, pluggable database. Now let's create the user. Yep. Now also let's alter. Let's grant the user permission. Let's connect to this user. Now I'm connected. Let's create a table. Let me just clear the screen. Yep. Now, sorry, I think here also the verb. Yep. Connect, like create this one. Now I will insert name and I will insert more rows. Then I will commit. I will clear. Now I will select. Let's see. Yeah. Now I will switch. You can switch insufficient privileges. Sorry, because I am inside. I need to connect sysdba to, because I am inside the container. Yeah, I am now right now in the root container. Nice. Yeah. Let me clear. And also I think I can log list. You can see here is 15, 17 the next. So if we archive, also we can do also like this, archive it directly. We can now see it's 18. Everything is fine. We have the archive right now written to the FRA. Nice. So the next step, we will create the B file, parameter file in the backup directory. Now here we will collect files and take backup to backup directory. Then we will ship them to the standby database or standby server. We can see here the B file is now exported to the backup directory. Nice. Now let's check. I will exit from here and exit from Oracle. Switch user to grid. Let me just clear the screen. Now let's see if it's this one should show us the path. Yeah, we have the path. So take this path, you can copy it. So I will password copy from this location to backup directory. Let's check if the backup directory have that file. Yeah, we can see it here. Everything is fine. Now I will exit and go to Oracle, switch back to Oracle, clear. Now we need Arman. We need to target. Now we need to connect to Arman. Yeah, I'm connected to Arman now. Now I need to configure the Arman. I will just configure control file auto backup format for device type disk to backup prod. Then I will put this format and configure channel device type disk format for this path with this format, which is unique hash. And then also I will configure 3 channels to be open automatically. Okay. So this one, that's it. So we can confirm, show all, that we have this change added to the control file. Yeah, we can see here the backup abroad. The channel is 3, device type backup set. We can see here also the channel device type disk format to this location. So now I think we can run this run block to have a backup and standby control file. Don't forget, this is important. Current for standby, because if you have normal control file, this will not allow you to create a standby. So you need to have a standby control file. Now the backup, I think, is now taken. Yeah, we have 3 channels. Nice. We have done. Let's just, I need to confirm that we have the control file, the standby control file. Yeah, I can see it here. Standby control file is already taken. I will exit from here. Now I will go to the backup. I will tar the directory to create a compressed file. We successfully compressed the file. Now we will move it or ship this file and copy it to the standby server. Yes. And then enter the password for the standby server, Oracle user. We can see here it's uploaded there. Now we reach to standby database server, and this is the steps. Now we will start with the first thing. We moved the backup from the primary to standby, as you can see here. So we will just decompress this server and untar it to the backup directory like this. Tar xvf backup, sorry, we have gz like this. Let me edit it also here. Nice. Now we unpack the tar file to the backup directory. So we can now move to the backup. We can see here we have the following files and directory. Everything is fine. Now we will edit. I will use vim to b file. Okay, now we will edit here. First thing, the control file will be created. Let me just press I to access the stptpy, and for the array as well, underscore stpy. And yeah, for the domain, I will make it here. I think I will name it prod underscore stpy, and I will change the db domain because I'm not using the db domain. Db unique underscore name. You can see here, just to follow with me. I will change anything from, yeah. Now this one will be flipped. The prod, if we have any file from prod, please convert it to stpy, and everything is fine. Yeah, and here the client will be stpy and the server will be prod. Now here we'll keep it the same, no issue. Here I will just stpy. Here we will use the stpy. I'll change also this one. If we have any file come from any data file come with from prod, change the file name path to prod underscore stpy, which is correct. The same we will do here. Change this one and edit this one to stpy. So everything is fine as I see here. Nothing should be added. Later on we will confirm because we will need to check this one. Okay, now we will create this directory. Let me just show you from where I get it from here. Audit file dist. This one is not available on the system. You need to create it. Okay, otherwise once you start the instance with no mount, it will tell you this directory is not available. Now I will use rl wrap and yeah, rl wrap, yeah, sql plus sysdba. Now as you can see here, I have an idle instance because I don't have the database available here yet. So I will start startup no mount b file. Once we create the instance, yes, like this, from this b file, I will create sp file from this b file immediately. Then I will create a init prod.aura. This will point, yes, I will just insert, this will point for the sp file in the ASM disk. Okay, escape colon exit. So let me just copy here, is faster. Show you, as you can see here, we don't have sp file set yet. That means we are not using the sp file, we are using the b file. So let me just shut down immediate. Okay, let me just clear the screen. So the database now is down. I will start it up. I will start it up in no mount mode. Using this command, it will automatically use the sp file Let's see, or I will copy it from here faster. We can see here that we are using the SP file, which is located in the prod_stpy directory inside the data disk group in ASM. Now we will come here to check the configuration that we edit before inside the B file. So to confirm everything is fine, the client should be prod_stpy, the server is prod, correct. Let's see also the convert. Any file come from prod, change it to prod_stp file for database logs and db files, correct. Everything is fine. Let's check also the path for the control file. Yeah, data disk group prod_stpy, which is correct. Let me just clear the screen. Let's see the log archive destination for FRA. As we can see here, yeah, it's point to the FRA prod_stpy archive, which is okay. I think this one we created before in pre-config, if you remember this. So already all these directories all these directories are already created before, so we cannot we don't have to be worried about them. Now let's check the database unique name. It should be prod_stpy. That's good. And let's check also the service name here, and it's prod_stpy. So now we finish creating the instance. Now we will try to restore the standby control file. So we should first exit from the SQL plus. Let me just list -l prod. We need this name. I need to put it here. I'll clear the screen, but first let me make it correct like this. Let me just clear the screen, and I will connect to Arman target like this, and I will restore the control file. It's restored successfully. So let me just mount the database, standby database. Nice. The statement processed. So let me just list the backup because I need to see the backup. Yeah, the backup right now is available. I can see it, and I can now issue the restore database. Let me just exit and clear the screen, connect again, and issue restore database. Now I should be able to restore the database. Nice. Database is now restored. I need to recover database, but before I recover, I need to just host. I need to clear the screen, clear, then exit. I back again to Arman. I will I want to start the catalog from where I restore the database. So I restore the database to the data disk group to prod_stpy. So I will hit enter. No, I don't want to include the SP file. I will hit enter and I will wait. Okay. Once I finish, I need to switch data file to copy. That's mean I will use this location to recover. Yeah, so now I have all the data files. Now I can issue recover database. Let's see now. Yeah, now I'm recovering the database is recovered successfully. So we restored and recovered the database for standby server. I will exit from Arman. Let me just clear the screen. Now you can see here we have finished the database creation and recovering it. Now we will create the standby database services, because here we are using grid infrastructure and the high availability service is managing the services for us. So we need to create a database service, and I will name it like this: service add database minus d prod underscore stby dash o, which is Oracle home. I pointed to the $Oracle home because already I set this environment variables, minus p, which is the parameter file, dash r, which is the role is physical standby, and minus s is the start mode is mount, minus n, this is the node is standby, dash a, this is for available disk groups, which is data and array. So now once we done this one, let's check the configuration once we finish it, and let's see if there is anything wrong so we can fix it. Database instance is not correct. I will change it, and the password file is not setted. I will create it later, but first let's fix this one by add like this, and let's check the configuration again. We can see here right now the prod, and I did this one because if I do ps minus ef and I grep beamon, you can see here we have the prod instance already started. And if we have another instance here, so we have different instances, this will cause issue for us. So we need it to be the same as what we have here. That's it. So now I will stop the I will try to stop. It will tell me that already is stopped because there is no communication between the service and the current instance. So we can start it now. But before start, let me just clear the screen and I will just hit start. Okay, now we can check the status. Okay, it tells us that the database is running. Here we are finished. Now we will move to the switch to the grid. And let me clear the screen. On the grid, we will check the database configuration from here. Let's see if we have password file. We can see here we don't have password file. So let me just check. I will now copy the password file to this database. The password file should be identical to the primary because this used by broker to authenticate between two nodes and should be the same password file. Now let's confirm if we have this password file. Now for this database unique name, it should bring us, yeah, that's correct. We can also confirm that here the configuration for the database is now taken. Yeah, now we can see that we have this in the configuration of the service. So now we have done these things. Sometime if this not work with you, you can do this service modify minus d prod underscore stby minus pw file, which is password file, to the data prod underscore stby aura pw prod. So you can just specify the password file immediately from the data disk group in the ASM. Now we come to this one. Also a task is critical. You need to switch user to Oracle. Now we will come to the DNS names. Let's check the listener services first. Let's see if we have I think I need to do it on grid. Switch user to grid. Now let's check the listener services. We don't have listener status. Again, we don't have anything. So let's stop the listener. This should be, the service should be registered with the listener. STBY, it should be registered with the listener. So I will start. Let's check again the status. We can see here the prod underscore STBY now is registered with the listener. That's mean if I do not here, from Oracle, switch user to Oracle, TNS ping, prod underscore STBY should be able to reach this service. Let's check it from the primary. Clear. Now I'm on primary. As you can see here, it's me TNS ping, prod underscore STBY, and also I can reach it from the primary, so I'm able to reach it from both nodes. Let's do TNS ping prod BDB1 underscore S. Yeah, and also I'm able to reach the prod BDB standby, which is, you can see it here, standby. Yeah, so everything is fine and working fine. Now let's move to the another step. As you can see here, in case if you are not able to register, you have other couple solutions. You can do them here to alter system register. You can register you can register the container which have the service STB. Let's say here, for example, I have prod underscore STBY. So you can register this one by alter system register. This will force to register to the listener. But here everything is work fine and no need for this one. Now I finished the standby server configuration, and we can see here -ef grib beamon. We have now the prod instance is running. Now we will move to the next step, configure broker. Now we reach to configure broker. So this configuration should be done on both nodes, primary and standby. So I will start first with primary. So I will connect here and I will just implement or run the first one. I will create the dataguard configuration data file for broker, and the other one will be replicated or mirrored to the another disk group of array. Now let's see if the configuration are taking effect. Yeah, that's correct. Now I'll move to the standby. Let's do the same. I will create the same. Sorry, from here I will copy. Now let's clear. We have created both environment, we have created the dataguard broker configuration file for both servers. Now we will start the broker. I will alter it here and here also. You can see here we have the results. No, we don't have any issue. Just let me clear as well. And now we will create a configuration using dgmgrl command. Now I will just exit from here. We almost done. This is the last couple of steps to have dataguard configured. Okay, me like this. So first we need to connect. Of course, you can monitor using checking the alert log or alert file, but here I will try just to connect direct, and the password is password1. Fine. Here you need to connect to primary because here we want to configure. So the first things, we will create the primary configuration. Then we will create the standby, add a database as a standby. Then let me just zoom in. Yeah. This one will add the database. Yeah. So I can show configuration. As you can see here, the configuration is added and everything is fine, but you can see here configuration status is disabled. So I need to enable the configuration. So it's simply you can issue enable configuration. Okay, the configuration is enabled. Now we can see view, we can show the configuration. Let me just copy this one and do like this. Sometimes it needs time to just sync. Don't be panic. It will take time to try to sync. Warning, is something is not critical, like error or something else. So let me just exit from here, clear the screen and connect again. Password1. So we can show database. We can see here, yeah, it's moving. You can see here, I think now it's, we can check now, I think it's fine. Yeah, you can see here is success. Now the database is sync and we have now a dataguard successfully configured with broker, a standby, physical standby dataguard configured with broker. Now we have done this one. We will move now to the switchover and switchback. And before we getting started, I want just to highlight one thing. You can use some you can use this log files to find the issues in case if you are performing switch over to the standby database. And this is the location of the files that may help you to eliminate the issues and to identify the issues and to solve them. So I will not use them here, but in case if you are working on a system and you encounter issues, you can use them and you can find what's the issue and search on the internet in case if you find anything. I will move here to validate switchover. So to perform switchover, it's better to validate before performing the switchover. So in case if there is any issue, you can solve it before performing this task. So I will just first connect to the dgmgrl. Then I will connect to sys at prod. So I will connect to the primary. The password is password1. Before just performing or validating, we need to see the configuration, which is the primary. Where is the primary and where is the standby? The primary is the prod and the standby is prod underscore stby. So that's mean we need to perform the switch over to prod underscore stby. So the stby will be primary and the prod will be physical standby database. Okay. But before doing that, I prefer to validate. First, I will validate the database prod. So as I can see here, ready for switchover. Yes, everything is okay. I'm fine. Managed by cluster prod is yes, because we have here grid infrastructure installed. Okay. Now I will validate also this one prod stby. Let me just make space. Yep. I will run this command. You can see here it gives us like a small report for us. So we can see here that the primary database is prod. It's ready. Yes, it's primary is running. If in case if we want to do a failover, but we will not perform it. Flashback database is not enabled. Managed by cluster, both of them, because both of them I think there is a grid infrastructure installed. We can see here current log file, group config. We can see here information. We can see here also things like gaps we don't have. Everything is fine. This warning you can ignore it, no issue. We can perform the switchover. So I will exit just from here. I want to clear the screen. Yep. Now I'm connected. So we need to switch over to prod underscore stby. Okay, we need to switch to the standby. Now the broker finished, and we can see here it's now switched successfully. So let's check the rules now and check the configuration, how right now look like. We can see here right now the prod stby is primary database and the prod is physical standby. So let's confirm these things, and I will exit, clear, and I will do like this is rl wrap sql plus sysdba. Let's connect also sql plus, sorry, rl wrap sql plus as sysdba. Let's select here name db underscore unique underscore name and data base underscore role from v dollar database. We can see here is prod is the name of the database. The database unique name is prod and database role is physical standby. Let's check the other node, which is the here standby is now primary. We can see here is primary. So now what I will do, I will switch back now to we will switch back from standby server to primary server. So dgmgrl, let me just zoom in, mgrl, okay, sys at prod underscore stby, and the password is password1. Now I'm connected. Let's show the configurations. Okay, we can see here is the prod stby is primary and prod is physical standby, so we need to switch. We can also validate here, it's better in case if there is anything, so we can see here everything is fine and we can switch smoothly. But let's check also the validate also the prod. Here, sorry, validate database prod stby. See also if the stby also everything is fine. Yeah, ready for switchover. Now let me just exit and clear the screen and connect again. Password 1. Exits. Password 1. Yeah. Switch over to prod. Now this operation will take time. Let's wait. It's done now. So let's see. Let's show the configuration. We can see here now it's back again. Prod as primary and prod underscore stby as physical standby. Let's check from SQL how it's look like. Clear. Let's connect and let's connect as well here. Now let's select. This was before a standby, now should be primary. Yes, and this should be now physical standby. Correct. So now it's back again to the normal state. So we have switch to the from primary to standby, from standby to primary successfully. So the broker and everything is work fine. So we have done this step. Now we will move to the next step, automate standby archive log deletion. The standby database is receiving the archive logs from the primary. So then the MRP, the media recovery process, will take those archive and reapply them to the standby by replicating them, redoing what's they have data, so and apply them to the standby database. So once the MRP finish doing this, these archives are useless, so we don't need them. Because already we have a backup taken on primary, so here they will be accumulate and we cannot remove them, so we need to put a solution to remove them. And of course you need to automate a solution using cron tab, but here I will try just to show it for you by creating this directory. I will cd to this one to the script. Here I will vim this one. I will enter the insert mode. I will copy this one. I use this script This script, what it will do, it will connect to the, as you can see here, I am exporting the Oracle SID to tell that I need you to access this database and perform a delete. No prompt, that means don't prompt me for me yes or no, or in interactive mode, remove it. I need to remove them without a prompt for me anything. What will be deleted is archive logs until time I put sys date minus 0.5, which means half a day. Okay, but I will save it now. Escape colon x. Let me just cat delete. As you can see here, everything is written inside, but I think it's not executable, so we need to change mode plus x, or I will do user plus x for delete. Yeah, that's mean only Oracle will execute this one. So now I will test this. Let me just test it. I think we don't have any archive now. Specify does not match any archive log in the repository, because I think it's newly created and there is no archive, but after half a day they will be deleted. Of course, if there is gap, I didn't force. If there is gap, you can see here I didn't put force. So if there is any gap and the MRP not taking them, they will remain, they will not be deleted. One thing else, we need to add this script to the cron tab. How we can do that? Edit, cron tab minus E, and then press I, then take this one and copy it here like this. Okay, this will just run it. Here we'll import the parameter, the environment variables. Here we can set also the environment variables inside this one for Oracle. Here also the script which will be run, and here will also redirect the error to this this file, which will contain the logs. But I will add one thing here. I think we have log directory, logs directory, yeah. Logs like this. Let me just confirm from here, yeah, logs directory. So this file will be stored in logs directory. So we can do -L. Yeah, we can see here the cron is now added and everything is fine. So this is the last step for the configuring physical standby dataguard on Oracle 19C Restart. I hope you enjoy this one. See you next video.